Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I've got an Empties video for you guys. So let's dive into the box and I'll tell you what I thought about each thing that I have used up lately. We'll start with hair care. So I used up a bottle of the Biolage Ultra Hydra Source shampoo. This is one of my favorites. My husband also really likes this. I bought it in a duo pack. I still have some conditioner left. This has been a favorite for a long time. My mom actually used to buy Biolage like when I was in high school from her hairdresser. So it's one of those like really nostalgic smells for me. It has that really nice fresh Biolage smell. I love it so much. I will likely repurchase this again. I do have like a lot of partially opened bottles of conditioner, so I did pick up a different shampoo to use up with those conditioners, but I will likely buy this again. My husband asks for this by name quite often. He does like to have like his men's, you know, shampoo and conditioner, but he will every once in a while say, you know, I really just like to have some Biolage, so I will likely repurchase that again, but for now I do have some things on backup already. So this product, I don't even think that they make it anymore, or if they did, they've repackaged it, but this is the Terre Prime Time. This was their Chamomile styling foundation. I basically used it as like a detangler. It just kind of added a little bit of like hydration to your hair. When I first get out of the shower, my hair is really tangly. I have a very frizzy hair type, so it gets really tangly. It's really hard to brush out, so I do like to go in with either like a leave-in conditioner or something like this before I start brushing. I'll sort of miss that, especially through the ends where it tends to really get stuck together. So I won't repurchase this obviously because I've had it a million years and I don't think they make it anymore, but I did use it up. I've been trying to not purchase new products when I have backups of things that maybe I don't love, but I like them enough to use them up. I'm trying to be more conscientious to not like hoard products for no reason. So I think that was the last thing that I had that was like really old. So I did repurchase a different leave-in conditioner. I talked about it in my recent fall favorites and fails. It's the Verb leave-in conditioner. I really like it. So that's the one that I'm using right now. That was it for hair care. Not a lot in hair this time. So let's move on to body care. So I always have an empty hemp lotion. This is my favorite lotion, guys. So this one is actually my favorite scent of all of the hemp ones, and it's the Himalayan sea salt one. I love this one so much. It smells so good. If they made like a perfume that smelled like that, I would buy it. It's really nice. I did bring home a different one. It was the Triple Moisture. My skin's been really dry, so I did pick up a Triple Moisture one to use this time around. I always repurchase my hemp lotion. It's a great product, works really well. Big bottle, lasts a long time, and it is cruelty-free and vegan, which is really nice. Also from the hemp brand, I used up the Triple Moisture Frosted Peppermint and Vanilla Sugar Body Wash. This was from holiday, I think 2 years ago. I had a couple of these on my retail shelf here at the salon. I'm at work. I don't know if you can tell by the background. I had a couple of these left on my shelf from a couple of years ago, and I was worried they were getting a little bit old, so I did bring them home to use on myself, and they are starting to smell a little bit odd, so I won't be repurchasing these because they were limited edition. This year they came out with like a nutmeg scent, which I'm not as keen on. I really like the peppermint ones, but if they came out with these again, I would definitely repurchase them, and they were great little stocking stuffers because they were a small bottle. This is my favorite of the natural deodorants that I've tried. So this is the Tom's, and specifically I like the Honeysuckle Rose scent. I really don't like the baby powder one. I don't like baby powder scented deodorants, period. I don't know, something happens where it mixes with my body chemistry and it smells really bizarre. So this is the one that I like the most. It is cruelty-free, which I love. I am trying to make more of an effort to purchase, when I'm purchasing products, to make sure that I'm purchasing cruelty-free. I'm not going to get rid of things that I already own that aren't, but I am certainly making an effort when I do purchase something new that it is cruelty-free. So I do really like this one. When I went to repurchase this one, they didn't have this scent. All they had was the baby powder, and I was like, no girl, I'm not getting that. So I bought I can't remember what it was called. It was like Live Free or something, and I looked it up, and it is cruelty free, and it is like a natural deodorant as well. I'm still thinking I like this one the most, but I'll let you know in my next Empties video what I decide when I have used that one for a little bit longer. But I really, really like this one. If you're looking for a good natural deodorant, I like the Tom's. It doesn't have that wet formula that a lot of them have. I don't like that. I don't think very many people do. Okay, so from there we'll move on to skincare products. I used up, shocker, another bottle of micellar water. So this is the Nivea MicellAir. I do have another one of these half full at home, and I did recently repurchase a different micellar water. Again, I was looking for a cruelty-free option. I purchased the number 7. So once I use up the last bottle of this that I have, I'll try that one out and see if I like it as well, or if I need to hunt for something else. So I won't be repurchasing this because I did have one on backup, but I am on the hunt for, like I said, a good cruelty-free micellar water. I can't live without this stuff, so I have to find an alternative. I have a couple of products here from Glomalin. They are a Canadian brand. They come out of Ontario, and they actually sent me these products to try out, and I quite liked them actually. This here was their Rose Water Tonic, so I just used this as a toner. It was really, really nice. The mister was surprisingly good. It lasted for quite a long time. I didn't have any adverse reactions. My skin seemed to really like this. I would certainly repurchase that in the future, though I do have a couple of toners on backup. And then the moisturizing face cream. Now this, I think, I used this over like fall, summertime. I do think this would be a better product for me in the winter because I have an oily skin type. It was quite emollient, so when you put it on your skin, it felt very, I don't want to say greasy because that sounds really bad, but what I mean is it felt very, very hydrating, but it did sort of sit on my skin. I personally enjoy that. At nighttime, I like to go to bed looking like a glazed donut. I really, really like that. So for me, this worked really well. However, I would not have been able to use this during the day. It would have just been too heavy. But if you have a drier skin type, you probably really, really like this. The ingredients on it are really great. It just has like filtered water, avocado, apricot kernel oils, beeswax, vitamin E, organic frankincense, lavender essential oils. That's it. That's it for ingredients. I was a little bit concerned about the shelf life, but I've had this for at least 6 months, maybe longer, and it was perfectly fine. Same goes for this because it only has like 3 ingredients. So I really love that, like low ingredient, natural products that work. So I will list everything that I'm talking about down below in the description box. But if you are, especially if you're Canadian, it's really nice to support a Canadian brand. So thank you to Glomalin for sending me those products to try out. I really, really enjoyed them. This mask, so this was a Sephora green clay mask. One of my best friends got this for me last year for Christmas. Like, she tucked it in with my little Christmas present, and it says 4 uses. I have used this so many times, like, and I have a big face, so I don't know how, like, I felt like I was applying it like liberally. So this lasted forever, and I really liked it. I generally don't like clay masks. It's funny because people always recommend clay masks if you have an oily skin type, but I personally don't find usually that they do much for me. But this one here, it didn't dry down in that way that it made my skin feel tight and uncomfortable. It just really kind of like purified the skin. If I was going through a period where I was having a lot of blackheads or like little whiteheads, or I felt like I was extra oily, I would use this mask, and I really did find that it made a difference. It was only 1.18 ounces, but it lasted forever. I probably used this at least a dozen times, and it says 4 uses, so good bang for your buck, I would say, with something like that. So I used up the Dr. Brandt Clean Biotic Cleanser. This is one that we got in a boxy charm. It was okay. I like a cleanser that suds up a little bit more because, again, I have oily, acne-prone skin. I do like that really squeaky clean feeling. And where this is a yogurt-based cleanser, it really didn't suds up. But all that to say, I did feel like my skin got really clean. I didn't have any issues breaking out. I didn't have any issues at all, really. It was fine. It wasn't my favorite, but I did feel like it lasted quite a while, and my skin seemed to like it fine. I always double cleanse anyway, so I'm not really relying on my cleanser to get my makeup off of my face. I won't be repurchasing this because it isn't cruelty-free, and it's, I think, just not specifically to my skin type. But if you have a drier skin, particularly if you have a sensitive dry skin type, I think you really like this. This was a product that was sent to me in a Boxy Charm or a Boxy Luxe, doesn't matter. This was the Skin & Co. Truffle Therapy Illuminating Skin Refresh Mist. Now, I really like the product in this bottle. The mister, I thought the mister sucked. So I took the product out of the bottle and I put it in an empty Pixie Milky Mist spray bottle because it had a really good mister on it. So I was like, I'm going to put it in that. I'll be able to use it more because this was leaving like big droplets on my face, which if you're going to use it as a refreshing mist over top of your makeup, you can't have that. You're going to have spots all over your face. So I switched it to a different bottle and it did the same thing. So I think the problem with this is that the formula is thick and it just doesn't spray out of a bottle the way that you want it to. So I am still using it in that other bottle that I moved it to, but I'm using it as like a prep mist. Especially on my no makeup days, I like to sort of mist my face with something like this that has some good skincare ingredients, and then just put a little bit of foundation over top, and that sort of helps the foundation to spread thinly without being like a big thick layer. I really like to do it that way, but this had some really nice ingredients in it. I think that it does nice things for my skin, but I don't necessarily think the delivery system is working for the type of product that it is. You know, it almost should be like a serum or something because it's just too thick to spray out of the bottle properly, but I do really, really like that. This was a deluxe sample that I received with a, I think, Shoppers Drug Mart order. This was the My Clarins Recharge Sleep Mask. I expected this to be a lot thicker and a lot more emollient. It almost had a gel-like consistency. I was quite surprised by that. So this was something that I could use in the summer. It worked really well for me. But in the winter, it certainly wouldn't be enough. I like something really heavy at nighttime, as I mentioned before. But it was nice to get something like this to give a try to. I do like Clarins. I had a little sample of the YSL Black Opium. This smells so good. I want to like smell it. It smells so good. And it's not too like, I feel like men or women could wear this. It's really, really nice. Again, I got this as like a deluxe sample with a purchase. I love getting perfume samples because they last a long time and you can really kind of switch up what you're wearing. Anyways, I quite enjoyed this. I would certainly consider buying this in the full size. And then finally, we'll move on to makeup. So, no big surprise, I have a couple of empties of my favorite eyebrow pencil. This is the Covergirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. I have Honey Brown and Soft Blonde. Those are the two colors that I use. I did a whole brow tutorial on how I use these. I'll link that in the description box below if you're interested. But I go through these, I would say one set, like because I use both, I would say one set lasts me about a couple of months because I usually have empties every other month and I always have a set of these. So love these, have repurchased, already have backups. Can't live without them. My new favorite mascara. So I think I've mentioned this previously, but I was on the hunt for a cruelty-free drugstore mascara comparable to Lash Paradise, L'Oreal Lash Paradise. That one's my favorite. But it's not cruelty-free, so I don't want to be repurchasing something, especially something like a mascara that you're buying every other month or so. I don't want to be buying something on the regular like that isn't cruelty-free. And since Covergirl recently went cruelty-free in the last year or so, I've been trying out different mascaras of theirs, and I really, really like this. It's the Covergirl Exhibitionist. It gives me really nice volume. It gives me length. It's buildable. It removes fairly easily. It has all of the things that I like. I don't think it gives me quite as much volume as the Lash Paradise, but it gives me enough that it has become my new diehard Holy Grail mascara. Love this. I already have another one that I'm using. I really do like it a lot. And then lastly, I used up the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. I don't like this. So this was given to me in a gift set, I believe, last Christmas with the mascara. And it's a felt tip liquid liner. It has an itty bitty teeny tiny point on it, which is really nice. But I find the tip of this to be very stiff. So as I was using this over it lasted me almost a year. I mean, it lasted quite a while. I was like, man, I used to be good at liquid liner. What happened? And then this one dried out and I switched to a different one which had a brush tip liner, and I was like, oh, I am good at this. So I just personally prefer a brush tip liner, so I won't be repurchasing this for that reason. But if you prefer a felt tip, you might really like this because it does have that teeny tiny point on it, and it did last a long time for a liquid liner, and it stays on really, really well. I just find in terms of application, I prefer a brush tip, so I won't be repurchasing this. And it's not cheap, just saying. So that's it for Empties for this go around. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you've been using up lately. I'd love to hear from you guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It means so, so much to me. I have such a small channel. The little things really make such a difference when you hit that thumbs up button, when you subscribe, if you share it on your Facebook page, like those things, it really, really helps. So just saying, appreciate it a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.